Curtis Calhoun here with MMA News, and right now I am joined by one of the top prospects in the PFL. It's Dakota Ditcheva. It's coming off of a first-round win over Hassna Jaber at PFL 9 last month. How's it going, Dakota?
I'm really well, thank you.
I appreciate the time once again. Just kind of take me through these past few weeks. What are the emotions like after your first win in the PFL and just kind of that whole experience?
I mean, it's still a bit surreal, to be honest. It's kind of like I said, like my dream come true. I feel like I've finally got to an amazing part in my career now that can, only get better. But just the whole experience has been amazing. I've kind of gone straight back into training anyway because I want to fight again before the end of this year. So yeah, I'm kind of just trying to just keep pushing forward. I've not thought too much about it, but I just had the most amazing experience ever. So I'm so glad to be part of PFL now.
And I was about to ask about that because you're already qualified for the PFL Europe League, but are you aiming to possibly get on that PFL championship card as one of the preliminary bouts?
Yeah, definitely. I want to be on the final card. So I'm hoping I'm going to get a match and be able to fight over in the States for the first time. But we'll see what happens. I'm still training hard and I'll be ready for it if they get me a match. So that's what we're working towards.
I gotcha. And just to clarify, nothing in the works currently. You're just kind of waiting for that opportunity.
Yeah, nothing like set in stone at the moment. We're kind of just waiting to hear back whether I get an opponent. And of course, they've not really announced like where it is yet. So we don't even know, where in the States it's going to be. So just kind of waiting to hear back and just going with the flow at the moment.
I gotcha. And just to kind of touch on your last fight briefly, did anything about the fight surprise you at all? And kind of just take me through the whole experience of competing in London and having that crazy crowd there. What was that all like for you?
Yeah, I mean, anything take me by surprise. It was obviously really quick. I expected a bit of a longer fight, I think. I'd seen a fight on the show that I fought on last, UAE Warriors. So I saw her have quite a tough fight there. She fought for the belt, I think. So I expected her to give a little bit more, but obviously when she got hit, it was a little bit different. So yeah, I mean, I've said this a few times now, but my brother always says you don't get paid overtime. If you can get in and get out, then that's what you want to do. You just want to keep racking up the wins and progressing. So it is what it is. But the whole experience of fighting back in the UK again, which is something that I've not done for a while now. I've been traveling a lot, so it was really nice to come home and have a home crowd here. It was a lot of pressure. I always find it more pressure. There's more pressure fighting at home, obviously, with your home crowd and stuff. But I absolutely love having, people that I've got a close relationship with in the crowd there, and knowing they were there supporting me was really nice this time. It was, I think, what I needed.
Was there almost some element of disappointment in terms of not being able to show off more in terms of what you've been working on in the gym? Because as you mentioned, it was a quick fight. You probably didn't expect it to last as long as it did, but was there kind of an element of, oh man, I wish I could have showed, more of what I've been working on with my grappling and all that?
Yeah, I think so. I just wanted to show more of myself as a fighter, I think, all around, show a little bit of even to the point where I wanted to get hit a little bit and show how tough I am at the same time. Do you know what I mean? Not just kind of, didn't want to just go in there and walk all over someone. I wanted to put on a really good performance. So the fact that it ended quite soon was a bit gutting in that aspect, because I didn't really get to show what I was about or what I actually have in the bag. But I suppose everyone's just going to have to weigh in. They're going to have to put me on again this year. So everyone can see a little bit more of me. But yeah, I suppose it is a little bit disappointing, but like I said, I'm out with no injuries, so I've been able to carry on training and keep progressing. So I'm now ready to go again, which is not a bad thing in the end.
And I feel like the big question with somebody with your style, obviously you have a Muay Thai background, is your grappling, right? In terms of developing that part of your skill set, where do you feel like you are at in terms of developing your grappling and kind of adding that element to your game?
Yeah, I mean, like that's another thing I want to be tested with when I fight. I want to be able to show that I'm not just this striker that everyone thinks I am. Like, I might want to defend takedowns and stay on my feet, but if you take me down, I know what I'm doing. I've trained for a few years now. I've been coached by really good coaches. So yeah, I feel like it's just something that I'm still yet to show, but at the same time, I keep people guessing. Like, people don't know kind of what stage my ground game and my wrestling's at, so that's fine. They'll just have to wait and see until someone can actually truly test me in that area.
I gotcha. And then in terms of your training layout, obviously you've spent a lot of time at American Top Team. Obviously you're from Manchester, though. Are you still splitting time between the two gyms, or how is that going to play out?
Yeah, so I'm currently still at home in the UK at the moment. So I'm back home at my gym here at Manchester Top Team. So that's where I'm based at in the UK still. That's obviously where I've progressed in my career so far. But I'll be going over to ATT again to start my camp for this fight if I get matched at the end of this month. So yeah, I'll still go over there and fight for ATT. But back home, Manchester Top Team is kind of where I'm continuing my training at the moment.
I gotcha. And I feel like a big benefit of getting some work in at American Top Team too is you have like no absence of training partners, right? Like pretty much left and right, you have plenty of training partners that you can match up well with. How has that experience been training at American Top Team and developing over there too?
Yeah, that's been like the main thing for me. I think the girls, there's a mat full of girls there for me to train with, all at like different levels. They're all with different promotions, but we all train together. And like, that's been the main thing. Like, girls train so different, like they move different, they roll different, like, their strength is different. So it's been really beneficial for me to be able to train with girls, which is not what I get to do here in the UK. So yeah, I think it was a shame I couldn't show the progress that I'd made at ATT in that last fight, but I definitely feel like I've come on leaps and bounds through training with girls a lot, for sure.
I gotcha. And then looking towards what maybe next for you, obviously in the future, Ray Sefo and the PFL have kind of hinted at adding a couple of divisions, men's bantamweight, also women's flyweight in the works. Do you kind of see yourself as that potential centerpiece for the flyweight division and kind of taking the lead on that?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, they're going to have to start bringing the girls in for me, that's for sure. But I don't know whether they kind of made a mistake signing me first, because I struggle to get opponents as it is. So if they want to build a flyweight division, and they're putting my name out there, it's going to be a little bit difficult, I think. But yeah, I'm hoping that they're going to start pulling the girls in now, and I'm going to get some tough competition for me. And then maybe one day we'll be able to run that £1 million tournament that Kayla's won for like nearly 3 times in a row now.
Absolutely. And do you see yourself competing at flyweight long term? Like, do you kind of see this as a long term home for you?
Yeah, definitely at the moment. Like, I don't struggle to make flyweight, to be honest, when I do my dieting right and I don't cheat. I walk around light anyway, so I don't walk around too heavy. That's just my natural weight. So I think going over to ATT and seeing how much like some of the girls actually drop, I feel like I'm in a really good position. So definitely flyweight is my weight for now. I wouldn't ever go any lower, and unless I was struggling so much with opponents and things like that, then I wouldn't go any higher either.
And when you look at your future in terms of the PFL, obviously you're just one fight into your PFL stay, but when you kind of envision the next few years for you, do you kind of see yourself as becoming that next big name in the PFL alongside of Kayla Harrison or other prospects as well? Do you kind of see that as kind of the goal?
Yeah, that's definitely my goal. Having an opportunity like this, obviously being the first girl in the flyweights, and I feel like this is now my chance to kind of like be a face of PFL for the girls, and like push it up and just following Kayla's footsteps basically. And that's what I'm going to push to do. Like, that's always been my dream, to be like an inspiration for a lot of other people, so a lot of other women in the sport. So I feel like I'm in the right place to do that, definitely. And with someone like Kayla to look up to, it's hopefully going to work out well for me.
Absolutely. And I want to kind of switch gears a little bit here. What are some of your hobbies outside of fighting? What do you like to do to de-stress when you're not training in the gym, getting ready for a fight? Are you into Netflix? What are some of your hobbies outside the gym?
My mum always says I'm dead boring when people ask me this, but I just like to go out shopping. Like I love to I never sit still. I find it so hard to sit still. I think that's probably why I do a sport like this. But if I'm not training, I'm kind of like out and I'm always eating like in restaurants and things like that. If I'm not dieting, but yeah, I just like to shop or go outdoors or like spend time with my friends, just anything like that, really.
Do you find that you're the type of person that like in a quote unquote off day for you isn't just sitting around at home? Like you still have to be out and doing something and staying active?
Yeah, I do feel like I do love to sleep. Like, don't get me wrong, like I'm always sleeping, but yeah, I feel like I'm more of an active person. Like I think my whole family are like that. So there's always something, we're always doing something or out and about, outside. So yeah, definitely not someone to sit and watch TV much, that's for sure.
I gotcha. And just a couple more questions for me. Once again, I really do appreciate the time. In terms of your message to PFL fans, what can they expect from you in terms of your future with the PFL and your development? What can they expect from Dakota Ditcheva going forward?
I'm hoping they're going to see a lot more of me in the cage, but they can just expect me to be here for a while. Like I'm here to get to the top, so they definitely need to lock onto my journey, I think, and just see the progress that I make along the way. I think my story with my mom, like the whole family, I think is really interesting as well. It'll be nice for people to get to know like our journey together as a family, with my brother being a coach and stuff. So I think it'll be really nice to like see one day at the top, like I've carried on what my mum started here. So definitely it'll be an interesting story, that's for sure, if the fans stick with it.
Definitely. Well, before we wrap things up, Paul, here, I'll give you the floor to shout out any sponsors you have, shout out your team, all that good stuff. I'll give you the final word.
Yeah, so I've got a few sponsors. I've got Gym King, Love Hemp, who have helped me so much in my career so far. And also to Kettle Kings as well, who are now supporting me on my journey. So obviously this is a tough sport for us. So to have sponsors like that is really, really helpful on this journey. So thank you.
Absolutely. Well, Dakota, I'm sure we'll chat again closer to your next fight. All the best with these next few weeks and going forward. And I'm sure we'll chat again soon. Thank you so much for the time.
Thank you. Thank you very much.